Hey my lovelies, so I know this video is long overdue. I kind of ended up missing my July favourites. And it got so late in the month I thought, oh, I'll do my July favourites with my August favourites. And now it's almost halfway through September and I don't know where the time is going. It's been hectic. But I hope you guys don't mind. I've got a load of stuff. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but bear with me because there's definitely something here for everyone. I'm not going to do this in any particular order. I'm just going to mix my July and August favourites just all together. So the first thing that I have been loving lately is the peach iced tea from Pret. Not only do I love the packaging it comes in, obviously there's nothing in this one. This is just an empty bottle from the other day. It's so good. Like, I hate iced tea or tea, but for some reason I love this. Another thing that I've been loving the last couple of months is using mason jars as vases. And I don't know if you can see in the background here, but I have some flowers in a little mason jar at the moment. I'll buy a bunch of flowers and I'll just like chop them in half so they fit into the jar like nicely, like a little bouquet. Normally like one bunch of flowers will do about 2 or 3 mason jars, so I've got one jar next to my bedside and then one jar upstairs in my attic where I've got like my desk and my computer, and I just think it brightens up the room. It's something different than having a big vase, especially if it's in like your bedroom or like a really small room. You don't want like a huge vase, and I just think it looks adorable, so I've been loving doing that. This is really random, but I went to TK Maxx the other day and I ended up getting a few bits for around my bedroom and the house and things, and one thing I ended up getting, and this always happens when I go to TK Maxx, I always end up with one just random mug all on its Larry, but I ended up getting this and I don't know, I really like it. It's got little like inky blue hearts all around here and here, everywhere, and they had like the sets of like bowls and plates and they had like different versions of this, but I thought I'd just get one cup, and I don't know what it is about cups like this, but I just absolutely love them. Like, I hate really thin tall ones. I feel like they're not fun to drink out of. I feel like mugs like this are really cozy. I don't know, I can't explain my weird obsession that I have for like cozy mugs. So on to some of my favourite moments of the month. One of them was Holly Festival of Colours. I found out about this event on Facebook probably like 5 months ago or something. It was a long time ago. Just before that I remember Douglas and I were talking about going to Holly Festival of Colours, but like in India or something. So I think he was watching Devon Supertramp on YouTube. That's like one of his favourite YouTubers, and we were watching his Holly Festival of Colours video, and that is something that I've always wanted to do. So we were like, when we go travelling we should try and do that. But then when I saw there was one in London, I was like, oh right, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to get him for our 1-year anniversary present. He was so excited when I showed him because he had absolutely no ideas, and it was just such a cool day. It was really nice just spending quality time, just me and Doug, and chilling out and having some drinks and just getting totally messy and just not worrying what you look like and just throwing paint everywhere, and it just, there was like such a huge feel of like community spirit, and I love stuff like that, and it was such a good day. And as per usual I did film it, so it is over on my vlog channel. And then I went to another festival and I was lucky enough to go on behalf of Revlon, so everything was paid for, expenses, tickets. They even were kind enough to get me VIP tickets. I was allowed to take a +1, so obviously I took Doug with me because if you guys have seen our videos together you would have seen all the wristbands up his arm. So he's very experienced when it comes to festivals, so I thought he's probably the best one to take. And we had a really good time despite the bad weather. It warmed up a little bit on Sunday, but it was raining pretty much all day Saturday, which sucked a little bit. I did film a few bits whilst I was there, and I put that up on my second channel, so I'll link that in the down bar as well. I basically was there scouting out the best fashion and beauty looks for them to post on their Instagram, and that was it really, and it was a really good experience and opportunity. So one thing that I did wear when I was at Fee Festival was this floral headband. I don't think it's like every other floral headband or floral crown that you see. This is from Topshop Boutique, and I saw this in my hometown and was like, I have to have it. I just think it's so pretty and it's really delicate, and I love the colours. And I did feel like a fairy wearing this because I feel like, I don't know, like because I've got long blonde hair and then this like little floral crown. I don't know, I did really enjoy wearing it, and I have actually worn this a few times out of Fee Festival, which I didn't think I'd do. I know Topshop don't have this anymore. I'll try and find it again, but I'm pretty sure they don't do it anymore. One thing that I'm going to quickly mention, and that's my makeup bag from Topshop. I recently did a what's in my makeup bag video, which I'll link in the down bar, so I'm not going to bang on about this because if you guys have already seen that video then I've talked about this lots. Topshop do a couple of makeup bags like this, so I'll link them both in the down bar. I just love that it fits everything in this. I literally have all my makeup in this one bag, and I like the way it looks, and it's just really handy, and it was about time I got a new makeup bag. A nail polish that I wore a lot last month is Charming by Revlon. It's just lilac, and you guys know that I like my lilac nail polishes. There's not much to say about that really. So on to books. Now I have 3 books to mention. Now I'm not going to go into massive depth about them. I'm going to say what they are, say my little bit on it, and then if you have any questions then just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them. I'll also write what they are in the info bar, and maybe leave a link to where you can buy them, or just a link where it describes the book a little bit more. So the first book is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I finished this ages ago. This is probably the first book I've ever really got into, and this made me cry. I read like half of it and I was fine, and then when it got to the end I was reading it in public and I ended up crying and I had to stop reading it. This is the first book to ever make me cry. Also, what I might do when I finish reading books is actually write down what I think of them straight away, because I feel like I had so much to say about this when I finished reading this, but now I've just totally forgotten because it was a long time since I read it. So sorry guys. And the book that I started reading after that was another John Green book, and that was Looking for Alaska. It took me a little longer to get into this, but once I got into it properly I really liked this book. Again, this made me cry, not as much as The Fault in Our Stars, but this did make me cry as well. I think this book would be really good translated into a film. I know that John Green's making The Fault in Our Stars into a film. I'm really excited to see it. I think it comes out next year, but I'm kind of really anxious about it at the same time because I've built up the characters the way that I like them, and I don't want it to spoil the book for me because I love the book so much. This is about a guy called Miles. He heads off to boarding school. He's never been a popular boy, gets in with a little friend group there. There's this whole sort of like prank war thing going on, and they try and pull the biggest pranks on each other, and then there's a little twist. And the last book that I finished is The Perks of Being a Wallflower, after you guys recommended it loads. It took me a while to get into Perks of Being a Wallflower, just like Looking for Alaska did as well, because it's all written as letters to this one person. I'm not even going to try and explain this book because you guys probably heard about it, read about it, or watched the film. But again, another thought-provoking book, and I wouldn't say this book is life-changing like everyone says it is, but it definitely is a really lovely book, and I can see why it's had so much hype. I can really relate to the character Charlie, who's the main character, who is basically writing the letters throughout the whole book. Now I can't relate to stuff that's happened to him in his past. Try not to give away too much here, but I can relate to the way he is always trying to think of others, overthinking things and situations, sort of sit back and watch rather than be the centre of attention kind of thing. So I could really relate to him in that way. I really just wanted to give him a cuddle. I just wanted to mother him. He's so adorable and just so sweet, bless him. And this is the first book I've read that has a film to it as well. So I made sure I read this book uber fast because I wanted to then watch The Perks of Being a Wallflower with Douglas, because he was down the weekend that I'd finished reading The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So I said, can I buy the DVD and can we watch it together? And obviously he said yeah. I really hate to be one of these people that read books and then say, oh, they didn't mention this in the film, they missed this out, that didn't happen in the book, because I totally understand that from a filmmaker's point of view there are some things in books that don't translate well into film. But honestly, I felt like they missed out really important parts of the book. There's some really lovely bits in the book that really showed his character and his personality, which I feel like they missed out in the film. But I have to say, the person who played Charlie in the film did a wonderful job, and the guy who plays Patrick also did an amazing job. The one person that I didn't like in the film, and I know you guys are going to shoot me for it, that was Emma Watson. Her character irritated me, and in the book I did really like her character, and I felt like Sam in the book was just really lovely and sweet, and in the film really obnoxious. That is just my opinion, please don't shoot me, because I like Emma Watson outside the film. It's just in this I didn't, and I feel like herby, plain and American didn't really work too well. So before I move on to some films that I really enjoyed, I'm going to talk about a couple of beauty products, and you guys will probably recognise these from my Lush haul that I did. First thing is the Prince shaving cream. I love this stuff. I am 100% buying it again. The one thing I don't like about it is that I feel like it clogs up your razor, but apart from that, it leaves your skin feeling so good after you've shaved. The nicest shaving product that I've ever used. And the next thing is also from Lush, and it's the Ocean Salt facial scrub. I love this not only because it's such a vibrant colour, you can't really see it on camera. I thought because it had sea salt in it that it'd be really drying, but it's got avocado in it, which is really moisturising. It really exfoliates well, and I've really been loving this. So I've watched a fair few amount of films the last couple of months, and I'm not going to mention all of them because I really can't remember all of them. A few things that I have seen that I don't actually have on DVD. First one was The Internship, which was pretty good, and then I saw The Bodyguard, which is the film with Whitney Houston in it, which was actually really good. I've been meaning to watch it forever, and I watched it at Doug's, and I did end up crying a couple of times in the film. I do cry a lot at stuff, but I definitely recommend watching that film. And another film that I watched was Cocktail, which is another classic that I've been meaning to watch for ages. What I'll do is I'll leave the names of the films that I mentioned in the down bar with a link to the trailer next to them, and then you can go see if you want to go watch them. And then a few films that I ended up buying and really liking. First one is Song from Marion. I wanted to see this as soon as I saw the trailer. Never got around to seeing it in the cinema. And this is just such a heartwarming film. It will make you feel every emotion under the sun. It's such a beautiful film. I honestly cried the whole way through the film. I think I was having a bit of an emotional day. I think it was my time of the month maybe. The next film is This Is 40. It's a pretty good film. I love how real this film is and how relatable it feels, and it's just a really funny film, and I definitely recommend This Is 40. And the last film is a film that my friend Marcia recommended to me. I was talking to her on Facebook a while back. She recommended that I watched Safe Haven. So I got it on DVD. It wasn't what I was expecting. It was way better. I thought it'd just be your bog standard rom-com kind of thing. It is a really like lovey-dovey film, but at the same time there is a really good twist in it. And it is from the author of The Notebook and the director of Dear John, so you can kind of get an idea of what sort of film it's going to be. So I really recommend this one. I'm going to go now because I feel like I've rambled to you guys for ages. I'm sorry. And like I always say, I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know what you've been loving at the moment. Leave it in the comments, and I always try and reply to as many people as I can. I will see you in my next video. Bye.